First, let's consider major. Should we know whether business graduates or arts and science graduates earn higher wages on average? I don't see any reason why we should. We know that generally business majors earn higher wages, but that tends to be because they go into careers that are higher paid. But we don't necessarily know for this data set whether the business students were typical business students who would be going into high paying jobs, whether the arts and science students were typical arts and science students. In short, we don't know enough about this data to run a one-sided test, so we should run a two-sided test. For gender, we do know that typically men earn more than women on average. But again, we don't know enough about this data set to say that in advance. We don't know if this is perhaps a job that women are inherently better at than men. So we should expect that women would get higher salaries than men. So again, we should be looking at a two-sided test here just because we don't know enough to be confident that we should run a one-sided test. Usefulness of statistics. This is a funny variable. Should we believe that somebody will earn more money if they believe that statistics is more useful in their job? This is such an out there variable that I wouldn't be confident making much of a prediction about how it would affect salary. So I would run a two-sided test again. GPA is an interesting one. We generally expect people with higher GPAs to get higher salaries, but that's certainly not always the case. There are plenty of people who do relatively poorly in school but do great in their careers. So again, I wouldn't be confident enough to run this as a one-sided test. I would want to keep this as a two-sided test. Finally, we've got years of experience, and now we've finally got one that I think we should be confident in knowing how it will affect salary. We know that the longer you've been in your job, the higher your salary is likely to be. So I would be pretty strongly, I would have a pretty strong belief that years of experience should be positively associated with salary. So I would run a one-sided test here.